Which one? That's sort of his best known, isn't it? If we copy that and we go over here and paste it in the... Oh! Oh, look. Looks like Ben Shapiro is wrong.
So when I was at Musicology, we had there was the performance section, the DJ section, and the live sound, like the technical section.
Right.
They work together wherever possible because DJs get free access to new music to remix. The technical people get to do lighting and sound for the performances. Worked really well. It's a great idea. So we're doing a fake gig. We did a lot of fake gigs. So we wandered over to the Waterfront in Norwich, amazing venue. I think it's still there. We plug in, we start playing, and I'm playing guitar. And Spanners, you might know that a guitar needs to be heard through an amplifier. A lot of the sound from a guitar, especially if you're playing like rock or blues or any kind of electric style, a lot of the sound comes from the amplifier. A lot of like the crunch, the gain, the distortion, as well as just making the loud enough to hear. So they're trying out something called a DI box, which is really great for keyboards and bass guitars.
Yeah, I know what that is. We've got them.
Of course you do. You plug your bass into the DI box, and then the DI box sends it to the mixing desk, and you can also plug out of the DI box into your amplifier, so you can play your bass or your keyboard and be heard. No one told the tech students that that doesn't work for an electric guitar. You've just got to mic up an electric guitar amp, otherwise it sounds like you're playing a really bad banjo. So for 20 minutes, unbeknownst to me, because I was behind the monitors, I was playing what sounded like a really bad banjo. And all the tech kids were like, this dude is awful. What is going on? And I'm back where I can actually hear my amplifier going, this is a really nice gig.
They are stunned into silence. That's what they're doing.
Yep,
yeah,
that's horrible.
Good day. That was and it was only to like a week later when we watched back footage of the gig that I'm like,
oh no! It was like, it was that much later. See, this is where you need good monitoring, isn't it? Everybody should be monitored to the same thing, because it's live and you can't auto tune things and you can't fix things in post production like.
Hey guys, welcome back to Liam Taylor Guitar. Today I want to share with you a composition technique called addition and subtraction. It's actually two compositional techniques, I guess. Well, let's just get into it. You'll see. Addition and subtraction can be used with any instrument in a piece of music, and it's especially gratifying when it's done gradually. Simply put, addition and subtraction is about adding or removing notes one at a time from a pattern. Pretty simple. It's one of those you do what it sounds like you do situations. Some pieces of music, for example in rock, might start with a guitar riff and a drum groove, but the drum groove could actually be introduced gradually, so rather than just everything at once, you could play just the kick drum, and then add some hi-hat, and then at last you add the snare, and then you go into the whole song with everyone else. This is kind of a similar idea to that, but we're going to use pitches in a phrase rather than hits on a drum kit. So let's go into Guitar Pro where we have a simple motif. Simple subtraction would involve removing one of these notes every time the phrase repeats. And which note you remove is kind of up to you as the composer. I'm just going to remove the last note in every phrase. So this 5th fret can go away. And then we're going to copy and paste. And now this one can go away. Finally, this note can go away. So now we have this. And now you can use addition to gradually reintroduce those notes, and you can do that in any order. Again, it's up to you. So I am going to introduce them in a different order to how they disappeared. So now we're subtracting all this and then adding them back in again. Now we have this. That was addition and subtraction. That's all the information you need to know to start going and using the technique, or techniques, I guess, in your own work. If you end up using addition or subtraction in any of your compositions, let me know. I would love to hear them. You can send me a message on Twitter, just direct at LTGuitarist, and I will take a listen to whatever you do. I'll see you next week. Toodaloo. Bosh. Hello, wonderful people. How are we doing today? Let's get me on the big screen. There I am. So today is going to be a bit of fun. We're not making music today. We're still doing musical things, but we're going to be doing a bit of research rather than the normal LTGuitarist music creation stream. The reason being, wow, the socials do not show up with the spreadsheet in the back, do they? Good job, me. And also, I love that this is in focus, but I am not in focus. I've really nailed this whole streaming thing, haven't I? Right. First thing, I really like the live stream format. I find it much easier to make stuff and generate content through live stream than through editing and the stuff that I had previously been doing for years. And something that I haven't yet started to really do, but I kind of promised myself I would start doing last year, is use live streams as an excuse, perhaps not the right word, but use it as a impetus. I'm going to start using live streams as a thing, a source of, there we go, as a source for self-education. So when we're making music in Cubase, yeah, it's great to practice these kinds of production techniques and try out different things in Cubase, but it's not like I'm sitting there with the intention of improving my practice, or with the intention of learning new things. So I'm going to try and be more conscious of giving myself that time on stream to learn new things and share the process of learning, and hopefully you guys will learn along with me. And that's something I liked about when I was doing a lot of YouTube content. I really liked that I could pick a subject and sort of teach myself the thing, or get more info on the thing in order to then create a video that then taught other people about the thing. So why not do that as a live stream as well? So today we are I've called this the complete timeline of music history, because it's not going to be complete, is it? There's just no hope of that inside of 2 hours, but we're going to see what we can do. The reason we're doing that today is because recently I sort of I just got thinking about history, which is a broad topic to think about, but it was 1 a.m. and what else are you going to do? I wasn't asleep yet. Something I find really fascinating about history, especially the way it's taught in schools, is that we learn a lot about our own history, but we're never really conscious of things that happen in other parts of the world. So I could tell you a few bits of information I learned at school about the Victorian era or the War of the Roses, but I couldn't tell you what was happening in Japan at that time. Just literally didn't have any idea. And that's why I used to like games like Age of Empires, because you would play as these different countries, and you would learn about their history through the game. So we're going to kind of try and cover global music history and evolution as best we can. We're not going to be able to do it thoroughly in 2 hours, but we're gonna give it a go. So we'll work out a method to do that in a second. The other thing is I am really hungover, just so hungover. So like, this is perhaps not an ideal time to do any kind of research for anything, but we're here and it's happening. I got coffee, so like, thanks for your emotional support. Right, let's work out a methodology. I'm going spreadsheet because I find it easier to work on a spreadsheet than a Word document. I think what we might want to do... Yeah, it's impossible to see those socials, isn't it? Good job, me. What we're going to do is perhaps start with some really basic stuff. Like the common practice period. We're going to get in the dates for the common practice period, And then I'm just going to think of some global events just off the top of my head, stuff that happened around the world. And I think it's always important to remember things that happen and evolve in music within the global context of what else is happening around it. And then maybe we'll try and look for some lists of top 10 most influential albums. That might be a good one, especially depending on the source, because obviously you could have a rock magazine is going to give you a different 10 to a classical music magazine. So let's start by source of all knowledge, Wikipedia, common practice era. Something that I'm reasonably familiar with because of all the music history videos I've done for Stab Panda. Okay, so this is nice and simple. I'm just going to grab that, and for the moment I'm just going to shove it there. Oh, I've done that horribly, haven't I? That's all right. So we're just going to go early period, which is 500 to 1600. Medieval era. Oh, that doesn't quite... Right, what we're going to do is put the early period inside of that. So then the medieval era is 500 to 1400, and then the Renaissance is 1400, 1600, 1500, and the early period encapsulates all of those. Perhaps what I'll do is put that as like a heading, I guess. Yeah, screw it, close enough. So then what else have we got? Renaissance, common practice period. Oh, common practice period is the next. Common practice period. So then Baroque, 1580. These dates are all approximate away, so don't worry too much about it. Baroque era. Galant music. Actually not familiar with that. 1780. 1720 to 1780. And there is going to be a bit of crossover. Classical era is 1750. 1750 to 1820. Classical era. And then the transition into... Oh, it took 20 years apparently to transfer into the Romantic period. That's fine. 1820 to 1910, Romantic era. And then 1800 to 1910. These are the modernist and postmodernist eras. So how does that work? 1890. Oh, okay. So then, modern. I'm actually not going to name that period because I don't think 21st century could be. That seems a bit silly to call it 21st century. I'm jabbering to myself. It's all good. So we'll say 1890 to 1975. Modernist era. And then 1960 to present post-modern era. Now that's a bit tricky because actually that means that it's happening now, and obviously that's not what we're going to call it later, and obviously these periods don't apply to other parts of the world. So I might put something like If we go dates, Western eras, I guess that's the best we can do, or European eras. Yeah, I guess that's as good a way to do it as any. Cool. So then what other stuff happened? I mean, the only stuff I can sort of remember, well, the stuff that is most important to me is obviously stuff that happened relatively recently. So let's just look up date of Second World War. Well, that's very specific. So 1939. So that's inside of the modernist era. 1939. We'll go September. Do you go first? Can't bother to be that specific actually. 1939. Start of World War II. Electric Boogaloo. And then 1945, end of World War II. We'll do the same thing for World War One. Dates of First World War. 1914 to 1918. So still inside of that. So we're gonna just bunk that up slightly. 1914 to 1918. 1914, 1918, end of World War One. Nope. One. Start of World War One. Excellent. I'm going to space these out a bit because I think there is going to be more stuff in this particular era. What I might do is just take the start dates rather than the end dates. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. 1400, 1580, 1720, 1820. That feels like the better way to do it, really, doesn't it? So then we don't have to worry about what is present. I do want to make those all aligned to the left. Much better, and that grey block is annoying me. I'm sure it's annoying you as well. Okay, what other things happened in the world? Vietnam War. Screw it. Vietnam War dates. Can't spell, doesn't matter. Google. 55 to 75. That's before the post-modern era. Wow, a lot of war. 1955 to 1975. 1955, 1975. End of Vietnam War. Start of Vietnam War. Screw it. War of the Roses. While we're doing wars. 1455. So 1455. 1487. 1487. Start of War of the Roses. End of War of the Roses. When was the partition? Date partition of India. That was a big thing. That might have a big impact on traditional music from that area of the world. 1947. 1947. Oh, we can put that there. 1947. Partition of India and Pakistan. Excellent. A couple more things that were impactful, just for the sake of context. No. I mean, there's. I think the problem is there's so many I can't think of any. But let's leave that there for the moment. So let's find a list of most influential albums of all time. Of all time. Radio X. Not sponsored. Beatles Revolver 1966. Yeah, good shout. So that's going to be in between 1966. I might put them in like a separate category, so we have all the political stuff basically. 1966. Beatles Revolver. Good stuff. Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures. Oh, that needs to be 1960. Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures, 1979. 1979. Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures. Just occurred to me that that is in your out of your vision, so we'll do that. Nirvana Nevermind 99. Oh, so that's the most recent thing. 1999. Nirvana Nevermind. Metallica Master of Puppets 86. 1986. Metallica Master of Puppets. Puppets? 2 P's? 1 P. Dark Side of the Moon was 73. 1973. Pink Floyd. Dark Side of the Moon. Dark Side of the Moon. Public Enemy. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. 87 as well. Oh no, we haven't got any 87 yet. 1987. Public Enemy. You know what might be easier? Bosh. There we go. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. I've screwed up the capitalization there a little bit. A Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Portishead Dummy 1994. 1994. This head dummy. 91. My Bloody Valentine. Loveless. Strokes, this is it. 2001. The Strokes. Is this it? Is this it? 79 again. 1979. The Clash. London Calling. DJ Shadow 1996. 1996. DJ Shadow. Introducing. Sing. Screamadelica 91. 91. Primal Scream. How many albums? Oh, there's millions of albums. I sort of screwed up by not checking. That's fine. We'll leave those there. So we've got a load of albums. Let's try top 10 albums of all time. That's not actually a link. That's really helpful. Top 10 best-selling albums of all time. That'll be a bit helpful. This is 50, not 10. God damn it. Time. Do you have dates? 1987. Okay, so we'll do these. We'll do these ones. 1987. Bad. Michael Jackson. Bat Out of Hell. 77. 1977. Meat Loaf. Not Meat Load. Bat Out of Hell. Saturday Night Fever, 77 as well. Good year. 1977. Bee Gees. Gees. Saturday Night Fever. Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon we have. Back in Black by AC/DC in 1980. 1980. AC/DC. Back in Black. Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard, 92. 1992. Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard. Can't spell. Dyslexic. Don't bully me. Fleetwood Mac, Rumours, 77. Wow, another 77. 1977. Fleetwood Mac, Rumours. Shania Twain, Come On Over. How many more? Okay. '97 again. Oh, we haven't got 97. 1997. Shania Twain, Come On Over. Eagles' Greatest Hits. I'm not going to add Eagles' Greatest Hits because it's a compilation. That seems unfair. And a Thriller in 82. 1982. Thriller. Oh, wrong way around. Michael Jackson. Thriller. Okay, we've got a crap load of albums there. 75. So if I put that 73 there, I'm going to shove Revolver up a little bit. 75 is in between. Anything before 55? No, that's fine. So then let's find a few things. Like... Oh, American Civil War. I'm then going to look up dates of birth and death of composers. American Civil War. I just need dates, buddy. I don't need the minutiae of why it happened. 1861. 18. Oh, in the Romantic era. Okay, I don't know if I think that's weird or not. 1865. American Civil War starts. Oh, start of American Civil War. Start of American Civil War. End of American Civil War. I will also go American War of Independence. 1775 to 1783. So that goes classical era. Interesting. 1775, 1783. End of America's War. American War of Independence. Start of American War. War of Independence. Words are hard to spell. Excellent. So then we'll go JS back. Date of birth and death. Hey, perfect. Thank you, Google Autocomplete. 1685. In the Baroque era. I don't know why we left so much space there. That seems silly. So I'm actually just going to delete column and delete column. Cool. I'm also going to shove that off into the middle perhaps. And these into the middle also. Okay. So JS Back was born 1685. 1685. Birth. JS Back. And then 1750. I'll perhaps insert row. 1750. Death JS Back. Bach, whatever. And let's do the same of Mozart. Screw it. 1756. Birth. W.A. Mozart. And 1791. 17. So we'll go insert row. 1791. Death. W.A. Mozart. Lovely. Let's do the same. Beethoven. So 1770. I think in 1770. No, so we'll go insert row. 1770. Birth. Beethoven. And died 1827. 1827. Death. Ludwig van Beethoven. Wunderbar. What else can we do? I mean, probably loads. Hildegard von Bingen. I wonder if we have any Hildegard von Bingen. I wonder if we have that info. Oh, we do. So 1008. That's quite a lot of time there. 1098, my bad. Birth. Hildegard Bingen. And then 1179 death. Hildegard Bingen. Guillaume de Marchal, let's do that as well. Just a couple medieval composers that I know, or poets, French poets, whatever. So 1300. Oh, that's a bit before insert row. So 1300 and 1377. Birth. Guillaume Marchal. Death. I suppose you want to include the Ludwig von Ludwig van. My apologies, dead guy. Ludwig van Beethoven. Birth Ludwig Beethoven. Excellent. What else could we add? Development of instruments. Yeah, screw it. So, here's a weird question. When was the first piano? 1700. That was easy. Do I want to read more about that? Yeah, screw it. Let's read more. Around 1700. Okay, that's fine. So we'll add 1700. Insert 1700. 1700. Let's put approx 1700. Creation of first piano. I give it its full name, pianoforte. Just meaning quite loud, which is how I am. I am quite loud. That's a different word. Okay, that's the piano sorted. First harpsichord. When was the first harpsichord? Can't spell. 16th century. Early 16th century. Does that make sense? If that was 1700, yeah. 16th century is so. Does that mean 1600? When was 16th? Because I always think it's so 16th century is 1500 basically. Where did it say? In the early 16th century, so we'll say 1500 basically. 15 approx 1500. Creation of the first harpsichord. I'm going to jump around a whole heckin' lot here, so strap in. I'm trying to think about blues music. So when what's a good Robert Johnson's Crossroads released, if it technically had a release. 36, okay. 1936. 1936. Crossroad Blues, Robert Johnson. Excellent. Let's have a few things in there like Chuck Berry. When was Chuck Berry born? 1926. 1926. Birth. Chuck Berry. Screw it. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix 47. Let's add that. 47. Same year as the partition. Interesting. 1947. Birth. Jimi Hendrix. What was Jimi Hendrix's first album? Hendrix first album. We'll add that for sure. Discography. Studio albums. I experienced 67. 1960. Oh, so that actually needs to be up there. 67, 1967, Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are you experienced? Experienced. I think I spelled that right. Who knows, frankly. Okay. What else we got? Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis. When was Jerry Lee Lewis born? 35. 1935. 1935. Birth. Jerry Lee Lewis. I'm not going to do literally every musician. I know this is supposed to be complete. But whatever. I think it might be nice to move away from Europe and America a little bit. So I'm trying to think. Let's ask the computer a really stupid question. Who was the first J-pop artist? I don't even know if that's an appropriate question. Information of Japan in the 90s. Okay, stylistic horror in European cultural origins in the 1980s. Okay, so then if it could give us some releases. 20s to 60s. Okay, this is pretty much exactly what I expected. I wasn't expecting to open up the Wikipedia of J-pop or K-pop or anything and then be like, oh, now I know everything. This might require a little bit more understanding. So what I might do is, again, for some kind of global context, important, can't spell, dates in Central Asian history. Okay, let me just steal this timeline. That'd be perfect. I don't want to have to look at all your adverts. I already don't know what's going on. What's the best? I don't really want to rely on Wikipedia this whole time. Second and first millennia. Can I not just eras in Central Asian history? That's the same thing. Or we'll try dates of important events. Central Asia. This might be helpful. Oh gosh, okay. List, please. Awesome, this is exactly what I want. Brilliant. I'm stealing this. Fantastic. So 600 Central Asian Turkish speaking peoples established the first kingdom in Central Asia. Okay. So these are European eras. I'm going to... What's the best way to do this? Do we Do we color code? That feels like a slippery slope. Or do I just have another column? Let's have another column. Central Asia. Central Asia. So 600. Turkish speaking people established first kingdoms in Central Asia. What's a snippy way to say that? Turkish speaking kingdoms. Central Asia. I'm going to put you left aligned. There we go. Islamic faith arrives in Central Asia. 700. Islamic faith. Islamic capital F for faith? Oh, apparently not. Okay. Islamic faith arrives in Central Asia. I need all of these to be left aligned except for top one. Very good. 751. 751. Arab armies defeat Chinese. 1218. So is that Mongolian or Genghis Khan? Oh no, it's 200-year rule, so we'll say Mongolian rule of Central Asia. 1300. Timur Empire, Tamerlane. I know of Tamerlane from Age of Empires, so it's interesting that that's the name in brackets. So, because this is for my own purposes, Empires rose to power in the 1300s. Turkish-speaking Mongol. Oh, okay. So that's still within that. So I'm actually going to say that's part of that thing. The Mongolian rule of Central Asia. Oh no, Europeans. Region became isolated. Europeans moved trade away from Silk Road, I guess. 1475. Europeans move trade away from Silk Road. Isolating Central Asia from Europe, I assume. Hello, Russia. 1850. Oh, 1475. Actually, that needs to be 1475. I'll just move those there. Oh, 1475. Oopsie. So if that goes there, this can go there. Yes, that works. So I need to just rearrange these so that they all fit. So we'll just insert some rows. So that's definitely first, then 1098. Also, both of Bingen are in there. That makes sense. Just double checking. Yep, that looks good. Guillaume de Machin needs to be in there. Cool. Okay. See, this is exactly the reason that, like, I found... This is exactly the reason I'm doing this, and because I'm aware of Hildegard of Bingen, and I'm aware of Guillaume de Machin. I would have never realised, having played Age of Empires for so long, I'm also kind of familiar with the Mongolian rule of Central Asia. Obviously, who isn't?
So it's really interesting that Hildegard von Bingen was just before the Mongolian rule of Central Asia. Like, she died less than 100 years before, and then Guillaume de Machaut was being a poet in France at the same time that the Mongolian Empire was ruling Central Asia. Maybe that's only interesting to me, but I find that way interesting. Okay, what have we got? 1850. So we need to find time in 1850. Start of American Civil War. Ludwig van Beethoven. So can Beethoven just go up? No, not really. 18. Oopsie. 18. I'm just going to add more and more rows just so it's nicer to read. 1850. Russia conquers. Come on, Taylor. Conquers Central Asia. I feel like that conquers. That can't be how you spell conquers. Conquer. That's conquerors. Conquers. Yeah. Not that. Conquers. You know, the more I look at it, the less that looks like a word. Our language is stupid. Resistance to Russian rule. That feels like that is part of the Russian rule. Soviet Union collapses, 91. I would have been 2 years old. Shall I put myself on this timeline? 1991. 1991. 1991. Soviet Union collapses. 1991. Good stuff. 97. I don't know if I can include every time American sends troops somewhere, because then this will just be a list of times that America has sent troops somewhere. For a laugh, let's add in some real ancient history, and then we'll go back to, not. I also wonder if I need to move these dates over a bit. I'll leave it as it is for the moment, although I appreciate it's going to be really confusing to look at, but it's okay because it's only me looking at it, and you people, hello. What year was the planet made? A while ago. How do you write that? You don't, do you? What year was the planet made? BC? That's cool. So, irritatingly for me, as someone who doesn't have religion, we still sort of bill our calendars around the life of someone that I happen to think probably didn't exist. So it is a little confusing. So I'm going to put in 0. And then write in alleged birth of Christ. Because, frankly, I don't know how else to say that. So then we'll go 4977 BC. That doesn't seem long enough ago. Oh, right. That's according to this one guy. 4.5 million BC. Yeah, 4.5 million. That's more like it. 4.5 billion BC. Thank you, Hibernaway. Billion. Billion. Oh, Christ, Liam, come on. This is a stream where I can't spell. Creation. I'll just say Big Bang. Big Bang. There we go. Alleged birth of Christ. I'm going to get some crap for that at some point. Yeah. I'm a little embarrassed by how long I spent looking at that go, yeah, 5,000 years before the birth of Christ. Yeah, obviously. That makes sense. Having just read a second ago that it was clearly much longer. You know what, that'll do. Although, was that Big Bang or the formation of Earth, or are those the same thing? This is just me showing off my ignorance. This has got nothing to do with music. This is just me looking like a fool for a while. Formation of Earth. Okay, let's just say formation of Earth. Formation of Earth. I'm frankly not concerned with things outside of Earth. That would be a different spreadsheet. Excellent. Let's perhaps look. Hey, Captain Buddy 7. Thanks for the salt. Big Bang. Let's add the Big Bang. We may as well. 13.8 billion BC. Big Bang. There we go. Now I've got everything there. Let's have a think about some instruments. So, guitars. I'm really doing the whole history. Well, the complete history in inverted commas. Let's say Les Paul. Birth and death of Les Paul. Let's bring it back to music. 1915. Yeah, my life is full of futile endeavours. This is just another one of them. 1915. Excellent. 1915. Oh, we've got those over there, though, haven't we? Birth. Les Paul. Would the Big Bang make a noise? No. Because nothing with ears was there. So sound is only the electrical current that exists in our eardrums, which we interpret as sound. Yes, or it's the motion of it's wiggly air that we interpret in our eardrums as sound. So if there were no eardrums there wouldn't be any sound. So calling it the Big Bang is misleading. 2009 is when he died. Hey, that's the most recent thing. 2009. Death. Les Paul. Let's see. What other guitar stuff can we do? First electric guitar date, 36. It was around 36 when jazz guitarist named Charlie Christian began using an acoustic guitar with a pickup attached to the body with the intention of playing guitar solos in his band. Birth of the electric guitar, yep, good enough for me. So 36. I nearly put it in 1360. That would have been stupid. 1936. Insert row. 1936. What did the War of the Roses sound like? Loud. Real loud. Lots of clanging. And men shouting. And women going, why? That was the whole sound. Charlie Christian. Let's say development of electric guitar, the big clang. Yeah, exactly. No, that was the TV show where there's little sock puppets on the moon, and they play swanee whistles. The big clang. Development of electric guitar. Charlie Christian uses I'm going to say no, I know it's a magnetic pickup on acoustic guitar. So then let's try first Telecaster. Leo Fender staff song, California instrumental, 7. Yeah, so we'll go 51. 1951. Release of the Fender Telecaster. First Stratocaster. Do we have a date? First Stratocaster date. 54. Oh, before the Vietnam War. Interesting. 1954. Release of the Fender Stratocaster. Let's apply the same thing to the big Gibson models. So first Les Paul. 52. Interesting. 1952 of the Gibson Les Paul. Let's just add SG for the sake of it. First Gibson SG date 63. 1963. Release of the Gibson SG. It's really annoying me that some of these are centralized and some of them are not. Okay, so let's take a left turn. First acoustic guitars? That's not really a left turn. I was going to say first mandolins. That would have been a left turn. First acoustic guitar. Date 1830s. The Romantic era. 1830s. I'll say approx. And let's say development of... He made his first guitar in the United States in the 1830s. Oh, that's the modern acoustic guitar by Martin. Okay, I mean, let's check out the article. Go away, String Joy. So, okay. That's not really helpful because it doesn't have... The only dates it has is that one. Even today, almost 2 centuries after its invention, the flat-top guitar continues to be the most popular form of the acoustic guitar. It was developed by Christian Frederick Martin, a German-born American luthier who made his first guitar in the United States in the 1830s. Martin created the X-braced guitar body, which was able to handle the extra stress generated by modern strings. Right, so okay, so it was to do with the tension of the steel strings. So what do we call that? A modern acoustic guitar, I guess. 1830. Christian Frederick Martin develops the modern acoustic guitar.
Good stuff. So then, yes, screw it. When did the mandolin happen? Creation of mandolin. Date. I want the exact date. Origin of the mandolins. Evolved in the 18th century in Italy and Germany, from the mandora in the 16th century. So let's find 1700s. Oh, around about the time of the first pianoforte. So we'll go approximate 1700s. Evolution of mandolin from mandola. Mandora. My bad. Mandora. I've lost it. Where's it gone? Evolution of mandolin from Mandora. Excellent. Let's have this scattergun approach. Bouzouki. Can't spell it. First recording. Is it Irish bouzouki? No, I want to know when the first bouzouki was, mate. That text's too small. I can't read that. I can barely read as it is. History. Greek bouzouki plucked instrument within the lute family. Existed in ancient Greece. Hang on. Oh, well, we're going to add that as well, aren't we? Bouzouki arrived in Greece following 19... Oh, okay. That I was going to say that seems a little recent. Greek one reef dating shows a muse playing variant of the Pandora. Okay. So, I mean, that's close enough, isn't it? I like that we're getting into kind of ancient history here. So, let's say 320 BC. 320 BC. How do we phrase that? I've lost the bit. Mantinia bass, I guess, shows a muse playing. I suppose we need to say Greek marble relief. I'm going to get rid of the name of the actual relief. Shows muse playing Pandora. Cool. Do I need to put in predecessor of? No, probably not. Oh yeah, I'm given to understand that there's like a million Greek folk instruments, and in the same way that we can't list every time America invaded a country, we also can't list every single instrument. So what I might do is have a search for ancient musical instruments, maybe, and let's see if it comes with any dates or information of any kind. Mesopotamian lyre, 2600 BC. I mean, that'll do. Does that mean it was developed then, or that? Proposing civil lyre was played in Mesopotamia, which is modern-day southern Iraq, over 4,000 years ago. Music was an important aspect on many celebratory and ritual occasions in ancient Mesopotamia. The lyre is made of lavishly decorated silver and red limestone. The frame, tuners, and strings are modern reproductions made from casts of the long decayed wooden parts. So what's tricky then, because we don't know how long before or after they were using these lyres. We only know that they had at least one. So what's the best way to write that? I guess we could put yeah, I don't really know. How do you state the fact that there was we know of an instrument from this part of the world in this from this point in time, but then how do you write that as a point on the on a timeline, you know? Because you can't say, you can just I guess you could state proven existence of, which feels a bit silly. Yeah, or do we just not? What other time periods are there? So that's 4,000 years ago. That's more recent. This is ancient again, 3,000 years ago. Oh, that's the 80s. Cypriot woman. Okay. I guess we write something like proven existence of, or evidence of, 4,000 BC. Evidence of silver lyres in ancient Mesopotamia. Yeah, that'll have to do. Richly decorated instrument dripping with carved foliage. Sitol, I think. Originally made between 1280 and 1330 as a sitol, a medieval guitar-like instrument, usually with 4 strings. This one is intriguing as it was converted into a violin at some point, possibly during the 16th century. Interesting. Oh yeah, the invention of funk. 45 CE. There's a lot of conjecture about whether it was Philby Funklington. Although you may, like, interesting tangent, I haven't represented disco or funk at all in here. So, like, I think we're going to go from ancient Egyptian harp straight to Sir Duke. So this is just an individual instrument that was converted from a guitar into a violin. So that's a single thing that happened. You don't need to worry about it. Evidence of harps in ancient Egypt. Yeah, screw it. Why not? 3000 BC. Oops. Evidence. Harps in ancient Egypt. I think we all knew this would be a weird and sporadic stream, so yeah, why not? Birth of Stevie Wonder. Misspelt birth. Fair enough. Do we not have a date of birth? Yeah, of course we do. 1950. Okay, 1950. Let's insert a few rows because we are going to run out. 1950. Birth. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder first album. Let's try. Stevie. Oh, he's probably got his discography down here. I had a lot of singles in the 60s. Scroll. Do they not just have a list of... Here we are. 67. Okay. Because I think he was a session dude for a long time as well, so I wanted to make sure that I had the first release that was actually, his. 65. 1965. Uptight. Things alright. Stevie Wonder, I did that ass backwards. I'm sorry. Stevie Wonder. Uptight, everything's alright. Let's think about some more recent instruments as well. Clavichord. Creation date. That might be easier to... Clavichord, can't spell. It's the only 14th century. Clavichord. 1404. 1404. 1404. Minutes of chord. What about Hammond organ? That's a bit more specific. Honestly, I thought I didn't realize the clavichord was that old. I don't know when I thought it came about. 35. Insert a few rows. 1935. Creation of Hammond organ. Excellent. What else have we got? Oh, I suppose we need to include some of the works of like early composers as well. This is like, we're really jumping around here, I realise. So let's say Beethoven's best work. I want one. I just want one. No, you've given me several. So I'm just going to take that. Beethoven publication date. Because of course older music like that wasn't didn't have a release the same that music at the moment has a release. You basically would publish the score and that was it. You might give the piece a premiere performance, but I think typically it's whenever you publish the score. 1795 and completed it 1796. So 1796. We're going to insert a few rows. 1796. Completion of Beethoven's Adelaide Opus 46. Everyone's favourite opus. Let's do the same thing for Mozart. Mozart's most popular work. Serenade number 13. Fine. Mozart. Number 13. Date. 1787. Hell's yeah. Good year. 17... Ooh, do those line up? Possibly not. 1720. What's happened here? 1500, 1717. Okay, I just got confused with myself. That's fine. 1787. 1787, just after the American War of Independence. 1787. Completion of Mozart's Serenade number 13. Cracking. What else could we do? I want to add Parliament Funkadelic's first album for no reason. Because I know what I like. Oh, it would have just been Funkadelic back then, wouldn't it? Funkadelic. The album Funkadelic. 1970. 1970. Funkadelic. Let's just do a Google for most important moments in music history, just to see what it says. Oh yeah, Beatles on Ed Sullivan Show is a great one. So 64. '64. 1964. Oops, 1964. The Beatles appear on the Ed Sullivan Show, which was the thing that sort of ruined music. Yeah, that was a big one as well. 67. 1967. The Who on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. Launch MTV in 81. Yeah, fair enough. 1981. 1981. Launch of MTV. Fear on Saturday Night Live. Was that a big moment? I'm going to say no. Moonwalk, don't really care. Dancing in the Street. Nah. Nirvana at VMAs, no. Green Day, no. Rage on SNL. No. No. These are all a bit too current for me to... I think actually, yeah, fair enough. Susan Boyle on Britain's Got Talent. Susan Boyle appears on Britain's Got Talent. Yeah, fine, Susie, you made it. Oh god, yeah, the Miley Cyrus and Robin Thicke at the VMAs. That was actually a big thing when it happened. Can't believe I'm putting this on the same list as Tamerlane, Mongolian Emperor. I can't spell Cyrus. And, oh my god. There it is. At the
VMAs. We've got to have... If we're having that, we're having WAP. 2020. Oh yeah, I probably should know that. 2020. Cardi B. Yeah. Cardi B feat. Megan Thee Stallion. Yep. There you go. There go my credentials as a musicologist. I don't have any. Let's do that same thing again, but let's see if there's an older list. Iconic moments in music history. Ed Sullivan Show again. Okay, this website is a mess. I'm not gonna have any part of it. Is this? Oh, it's by Watch Mojo. Okay, fair enough. Is this a list or an article? Okay, hard to tell. So what? This article is really weirdly put together. I will put Rapper's Delight in there. I think that's fair enough. 1980. 1980. Sugar Hill Gang. Rapper's Delight. Symphony number 9. Yeah, we can add that. I think we've already got Beethoven, haven't we? 1824. 1824. Well, let's insert row. 1824. Premiere. Oh my god. Of Beethoven's Symphony number 9. Symphony for the Devil. That's what he called it. Don't Google it. Nirvana's 93 MTV Unplugged was pretty big. 19... Oops, I did it again. 1993. Nirvana's MTV Unplugged. That was big. Johnny Cash. Oh yeah, 69 when Cash performed live at California's San Quentin prison. Yeah, 69. 69. 1969. Johnny Cash. Cash performs at San Quentin prison. Nice. I don't really care about Michael Jackson. Yes. 85 was a big deal for... was that the actual Live Aid concert? 85, I think. Yeah, 85. 1985.
1985 live aid concert. As you know, not any of that money went to Ethiopia. Google it. What else we got? Oh, this was when Bob Dylan used an electric guitar in '65 at the Newport Folk Festival. Yeah, which is hilarious and is definitely going in the list. 65. 1965. Bob Dylan ruins the Newport Folk Festival by playing with an electric guitar. Excellent. Oh yeah, we should probably have Elvis. 56. We should probably have Birth and Death of Elvis. 56. Elvis appears on Milton Berle Show. Birth and Death of Elvis. 35. 1935. Birth Elvis Presley. Death 77. 1977. Death Elvis Presley. Allegedly. Good stuff. Oh, Woodstock. There isn't actually a date in there, which is really good. Hendrix at Woodstock date. 94. Unlikely. 1969. Jimi Hendrix performs at Woodstock Festival. Nice. Okay. Gangnam Style. We probably should include Gangnam Style. 2013, so long ago. And actually, that reminds me, 2013, Psy Gangnam Style. We should have stuff like, when did YouTube happen? What year did YouTube start? And that should probably be on the on this side of the chart. YouTube happens. What's a better way of saying YouTube started? First videos uploaded to YouTube. First videos uploaded to YouTube. Nice. It's weird to think that, like, this and everything before it happened pre-YouTube. I mean, in the case of Hildegard von Bingen and Guillaume de Machar, that sort of makes sense. But the Strokes, pre-YouTube, madness. Excellent. Infamous moments in music history. We really should put NWA on there. NWA straight out of Compton release date 88. 1988. 1988. NWA. Straight outer. 2 T's? Outer. Comp town. Oh, I need those on separate rows, really. 91. Oops. Yeah. Good stuff. What's... If I want, like, lists of the most important things in... Oh, actually... Stuff like Metallica suing Napster could be really helpful. I was trying to think of, like, I'd love a list like this, but of, like, way earlier stuff. We're just gonna add Metallica sues Napster. 2000. Was that 2000? That seems wild that that was 2000. I'm going to Google that separately. In what year did Metallica sue Napster? 2000. My bad. Okay, fine. 2000. 2000. Sues Napster. So what am I trying to say? Most important moments in ancient music history. Timeline of musical events, maybe. Okay, so how far back does it go? Oh, okay, this might be interesting. Or not. First millennium in music. Ptolemaeus writes his treatise Harmonics. I was wrong. Let's go second millennium. Ooh, percussion instruments added to Egyptian orchestras. The trumpet is played in Denmark. That sounds like the password to some kind of shifty underground organization. You tap on the window, the eye slot opens, and the guy says, the trumpet is played in Denmark. And you have to say whatever the rest of the password is, because that's how passwords work. Harps are played in Egypt. Trumpet is played in Denmark. Just sounds really weird. I might add the trumpet is played in Denmark. 2000 BC. BC. The trumpet is played in Denmark. If you know what I mean. I don't even know what I mean. So how can I expect you to? Right, ladies and gents, this has been a lot of fun. I think I'm going to call it there for today. Because my throat is starting to hurt. I think the thing about not doing the normal Cubase stuff is that obviously I have to talk quite a lot more, which kind of hurts my throat, and I am still hungover. Rule of 6, y'all. Wash your hands. I will see you Monday for the usual 8 p.m. UK time stream. I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay safe. Yep, not changing it. All right, thanks for hanging out. Take it easy.